Hey everyone, Cod here today about another video of Bay TV. Again, like I said, in the last video, in the match reaction, which is currently uploading, we're going to do my player ratings today as well. On the Tuesday, as it's supposed to be. We're going to go through my player ratings, like I said in the last video. There's only one player who gets a 6, and there's going to be good reason for that. Let's see if you can guess who. Yeah. You're gonna build up to it first, and we're gonna start off strong because in the goalkeeper role we had Reece Truman. Reece Truman gets a 9 from me. I've given him a solid 9. You know, kept a clean sheet. He made some comfortable saves he should be making. You know, but ultimately did really well. And Reece Truman gets a 9 from me. Did really well, and look, he's only 18, and this is gonna really help him for his development in the later years of his career, whether that be at Liverpool or elsewhere. But because it's men's football, it's gonna be it's a big step up for Reece, and he's doing really well. Two voice crack, sorry, 2 clean sheets under his belt already, and you know, made some very good saves and did really well. So Reece Truman gets a 9 from me. Next up is Dan Davis. Dan Davis gets a 7 from me. You know, coming back from injury, you know, and he came off for Admitter. That was just to tighten things up, I think, to make it a bit more natural as a back line, because we moved Sam Hart to his natural position and had 2 proper centre halves and then Alex at right back. But Dan Davis, when he was on the pitch, I think he did alright. You know, the wind didn't really help. You know, we were trying to clear the balls. I can see out in my window right now, it's still very windy. But Dan Davis did really well, so he gets a 7 from me. Next up is Sam Hart. Sam Hart gets an 8 from me. Really well. They really well. Like I said, all these players did amazing. They're really brilliant. And Sam Hart was one of those players where he looked like he was how he should be. You know, he really up to his best, you know, because in the last few weeks I feel like he's not been up there and what we wanted to see from him. But last week or the weekend we've just had against Ponty, he was really good, and yeah, he gets an 8 from me. He pretty much wins it, whether he's on an off day, he wins pretty much all of his headers, by the way. So yeah. Next, so Sam Hart gets an 8 from me. Next up is Harry Owen. Harry Owen gets an 8 from me. There's a possibility for a 9, but I've gone for an 8 to kind of balance it out. But Harry Owen got the winner, which is very good. Providing it was pretty much a tap-in, but still got the winner. And he played really good at the back. You know, first half, second half, they're really good, and I want him to stay. I said this the first few games when he was at the club. I want him to stay. He is so good. The potential in him, and maybe he will stay, maybe he won't. But good luck, Harry, for the future. Hopefully you do stay. Harry Owen, 8 from me. Next up is Alex Downs, another one coming back from injury. Alex Downs gets an 8 from me. We're on a roll of 8s here, lads. Alex Downs gets an 8 from me. Look, he did really well coming back from injury. Originally it was a 7, but I've bumped it up to an 8 because I think he did really well. Now I think about it, you know, first half and then continuing it into the second half, I think he had a better second half. It was one where Matty seen Alex making a run. Alex was in loads of space. Matty pinged it to Alex and he just ran on it. It was really good. And then Alex had the shot. That was one heck of a play by both Matty and Alex to get the shot off as well. Really good. Alex Downs, 8 from me. Next up, Sam Downey. Sam Downey gets a 7. Tidy player, and did what he usually does, and you know, played the whole 90. And he stuck in a foot. He was up there at the field. He was up on. You know, when the set piece was in, he was still up. He didn't go back. He didn't drop back. He stayed up high in case there was another chance, which is good. You know, and think Sam Downey is he's a good player, and he's coming up to his prime, as I like to call it. He's only 29, so he's coming up to it, if not already in it, and he's done really, really well. He's a very, very good player. So Sam Downey, 7 from me. Next up, Tom McCreadie, captain of the day. Tom McCreadie gets an 8 from me. One of his better games this whole season, and one of his better games in recent times, definitely. There was one moment where he was part of the goal where he put in the corner. I think Jay held the ball. He let it go out back to Macca. Macca then gave it to Jay, and Jay put it in the box. Apparently it's not Jamie Cummings' assist. I don't know whose it is. You still can't really tell. I've watched the goal so many times and I don't know who got the assist. Harry Owen got the goal, and that's all that matters. Tom McCreadie again, and there was another bit of play where first half where he dribbled past I think two defenders, and it hit it from long range, and it wasn't the best of shots, but it was on target, and that's better than nothing. So Tom McCreadie gets an 8 from me. Better game by Macca. Very, very good. And next up is Kai Owen. Kai Owen gets a 7 from me. Not the highest rating, but he did just as good as everyone else did. He was. He put in some good crosses at times. When winning a second ball. When everyone's in the box. Put in a ball or two, and did really, really well. His first and second half, the whole game, really, really well. Played excellent, and Kai Owen gets a 7 from me. Next up is Jamie Cumming. I think this is his highest rating he's gotten all season. Jamie Cumming gets an 8 from me. I don't know if that is my highest rating I've given him, but I think it is. Jamie Cumming gets an 8 from me. I think he did really, really well. Like I said, he was a part of that goal that we scored. Putting it into the box. He did really, really well. Both first and second half. And he's one heck of a player, and to get the minutes in this season is really, really good. So Jamie Cumming, 8 from me. Next up is Udi Akpan. Udi Akpan gets a 7. He had a few shots, just couldn't find a goal. And look, he played better with someone up front with him. At the start of the game, it was supposed to be him and Lloyd, and we'll get onto Lloyd in a minute. But it was supposed to be him and Lloyd up front, and eventually it was most of the game it was Matty and Udi up front, and Udi played really, really well. And I think that's what Udi is. He's either that second striker as a centre forward, or he prefers to play with someone alongside him. And Udi is that's what Udi is. He's that type of player, not a goal scorer, but he scored a fair few goals this season. Just couldn't find one today, and he was very unlucky. So Udi Akpan, 7. Next up, Lloyd Marshoes from the last of the starting 11. Lloyd Marshoes gets a 6 from me. He's the 6, and the reason being he had 8 minutes. Couldn't do anything. I hope he's okay, because it was a head injury. I think he is okay. I don't think it's as bad as we think. I think he's injured. I presume he's injured for this weekend. I don't think he's going to be fit. He may be on the bench. But yeah, Lloyd, 8 minutes, you can't really judge him on that, and probably an A. You can't give him a rating, but Lloyd Marshoes, 6. I'll just give him a 6, which is the average. And we've got 2 substitutes that came on. One of them being Matty Hill, who came on for Lloyd Marshoes. Matty Hill gets an 8 from me. Before the match, when we narrowed the pitch, I thought, how much are we going to bet that Matty Hill is going to throw he's got a long range throw, and because it's a narrow pitch, he doesn't have to throw as far, and he's got a more running space. So yeah, Matty Hill gets an 8 from me, and I think he did really, really well. Should have got a goal in the first half. It came from Udi's cross on the left to the centre, and Matty just didn't hit it right, and it went wide. It was very unlucky. Should have scored, and that would have probably made us a bit more comfortable with the 2-goal gap. But yeah, Matty Hill, really, really good. Played brilliantly on that pitch, and yeah, he gets an 8 from me. And last but not least, Adam Mitter. I think I've only given him one, and I think it was Cardiff Met. I don't know what the rating was it 5 or something like that? But Adam Mitter gets a 7 from me. He only came on. He came on for Dan Davis, and like I said, it was to play he came on for Dan Davis so he could play at centre half, and Sam Mack could play left back, so it's a bit more structured and tightened at the back. And he was on to see out the result really, and he did just that. So Adam Mitter 7 from me. Obviously, I would do a Steve Evo, but he was in the stands. I could do a Steve Giblin rating, but it was a one-off match. And also, Evo was the one who put out that starting 11, I presume. And the tactical changes were Steve Giblin. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. So I'm just going to leave it. We're not going to do Evo or Giblin. But we got the results. We got a result at the end. And we go against Haverfordwest. My predictions, scoreline, and obviously starting 11 coming out on Thursday. It's Tuesday today. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. If you did like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, if yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all later. Bye.